Hey everyone, I just want to make this quick video about doing quiz number one. Yeah, I'm making a video for the answers so I can explain them. And you can listen if you want. I've also got text up on Canvas. So here we go. Let's look at quiz number one. Okay. Oh, excuse me, that is, I'm currently making the page. Let's go look at the quiz itself. Here's the quiz. So quiz one's about vocabulary. Robert's recently discharged military veteran who's trying to decide where he should go to college. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to read the whole thing. You can read it here. So the goal of the study, that actually says in the problem, right? He reads a study about which factors seem to contribute to making the most money after getting a degree, right? So that's what the study's about. It's trying to figure out what factors contribute to making the most money. The response variable is the thing that you are considering the results of the study, essentially. So in this case, it would be how much money each person, or how much money people make after they get a degree. The explanatory variables are the variables that you're thinking of as deciding what the results are, which in this case, they considered these things. And we'll talk about a few more, right? This is not all the possible things that could affect how much money you make. Choice of major, etc., are potentially important, but there are a few others as well. The response variable, quantitative or qualitative, or qualitative or quantitative, sorry, it's an amount of money, which is a number, so quantitative. Which the explanatory variables are qualitative, which are quantitative. The qualitative ones or the quantitative ones are the ones that are numbers, right? So tuition cost, that is a number. And the U.S. News and World Report ranking of the degree granting university is a number as well, right? You know, number 25 or 15 in the West region or whatever. This is an interesting kind of quantitative variable called interval, or it's an interval rating. Just say subtracting the two numbers. So if you have two different rankings, you know, like third and eighth or whatever, well, you can say that eighth is five places behind third, right? So subtracting the two of them makes sense, but dividing them does not, right? Like like making a fraction of 8/3 doesn't tell you anything at all. So this is what's called interval as opposed to ratio, which that distinction is 100% unimportant as far as I'm concerned. It's just a thing I thought I'd mention here. Some stats classes and some teachers seem to think it's really important and hit it really hard, but I've never actually seen a use for it. But anyway, this one's called interval because you can subtract them. Oh yeah, and then the qualitative ones are the other ones, whether the student attended a community college and what their major was. So those are those things that are not numbers. Population is, so the thing you want to remember about population is that it is the group that you are attempting to generalize about. And this study is about which factors contribute to making the most money after getting a degree. So the people that, or the things that you are studying in that case are everyone, or you want to generalize about everyone, or at least all Americans in this case, who got a degree recently and how much money they make, right? And figure out what contributes to that. Now that's not the group that you actually study, right? That's the sample. But the population is the group we want to generalize about, which is everybody who recently graduated college. The sample is the people we actually studied. So it's the college graduates for which we have data, the recent college grads for which we have data. And the sample size is just how many of them there are. So 110,528. There's a line in the study that says the mean salary for all subjects in our study is $43,376 per year. And I want to know if that's a parameter or a statistic. And it is a statistic because it is about the subjects in the study, right? That's how you tell if something's a parameter or a statistic, is statistics are about the study. And then think of at least one variable the study didn't consider that might contribute to the salary of a recent college graduate. So these are really important, actually. We're not going to spend too much time on them, but if you actually do statistical work, this last line is maybe the most important of all of these. These are called lurking variables, and they can ruin your study if you're not careful. So there's a few different ones that you could choose here. The location they got a job in, right? A job in New York is going to pay more than one in Iowa on average. What their GPA was in college, probably a bunch of other things as well. Previous work experience. I think those are the ones I put in the answers. Yeah, and then anything else you can think of that might affect that salary that is not one of these things here. Not one of these things here, right? So if these are the only things that you are considering as explaining the salary, and the changes or the differences in salary are actually explained by something else, that's problematic. I think the biggest one here is location. Like location and previous work experience are those affect how much money you make a lot. And if they didn't consider that in the study, that means the study's probably pretty flawed. Anyway, I think that's all I have to say about this. I'm going to go ahead and stop this video, and I will see you in the next one.